Greetings, my comrades, and welcome back to Zanolith. We are back once again for the What If I Wrote Pokemon the Series Black and White series. Now, looking at my outline for this part, this is gonna be quite the long episode. Last time we ended with Ash winning his 4th badge against Nimbasa's Electric-type master, Elisa. This time we are going to be covering all the events until Ash defeats Clay. So let's waste no more time and get right into this. So now that all of Ash's business in Nimbasa has already been covered, it's time to move on to our other characters. But first, as the group is exploring the city one day, they come across Bianca and a middle-aged man who reveals himself to be her father. He demands that Bianca comes home and quits her Pokemon journey, that she is not ready to be a Pokemon trainer. This enrages our main group and they fight for Bianca on her behalf. Her father then tells her that she is not ready to be a trainer. Ash then stands up for her, saying that if he beats him in a battle, she can continue on her journey. Bianca's dad accepts and the two start a battle. As Bianca watches her father and friend battle, she gets angry and screams at them to stop fighting. She then tells her dad that she is on a journey to learn about Pokemon, see new things, and meet a lot of new people. That she is on her journey so she can mature as a person, that she will never become a person her father wants her to be by sitting at home. Bianca's father, touched by her words, allows her to continue on her journey. And Bianca says goodbye to the trio once again. Now, on to Hilda's dream. After days and days of planning and directing, the Pokemon musical's reopening is finally here. Hilda has been directing the show with the director and have created a really good product and a really awesome show. The theater is jam-packed with people who have come all around to see the grand reopening of such a popular Nimbasa attraction. The show begins and everything goes exactly as planned. Hilda watches in awe as the Pokemon in stage, including her own, perform exactly as she directed them, but they followed everything perfectly. She sees the audience's eyes glowing in excitement, and Hilda starts to honestly cry tears of joy. The director then comes up to her, telling her that she was the one that made this possible, that because of her hard work and dedication, these people in Pokemon can smile upon a truly good and fantastic show, that because of her, they were able to create something truly beautiful. Hilda then decides she wants to become a director. She wants to deliver awesome performances to an audience, to create thrilling scenes just like the exhilarating one she created here today. Once the show is over, Ash and Silent come over to her and tell her how fantastic the show was, and the director tells her about a movie-making competition in Burbank City called the Directors Festival, where aspiring directors create a movie and the winner receives a certificate and their own studio in PokeStar Studios. Hilda then remembers that is what Sharon is trying to enter and now has a brand new goal for the series, to win the Burbank Directors Festival. Now it's on to Silent. He asks Ash if he can challenge the Battle Subway with him, that ever since he was a little kid, he had aspired to one day challenge the Subway bosses Ingo and Emmett. were one of his inspirations for becoming a gym leader. Ash, getting an excuse to battle, of course accepts. They then challenge the battle subway, making their way through multiple waves of trainers, and finally reaching Ingo and Emmett. The subway bosses are impressed to see just how much Silent has grown physically since he was a little kid, but they wish to test him in a battle. Ash uses Pikachu and Silent uses Pansage. The subway bosses use Chandelure and Electros. The battle is an intense one, with Ash and Silent using everything they have learned as trainers being put to the test. However, the bosses say that they have battled multiple trainers from all over the world, that every strategy they have had can be countered. Ingo and Emmett then overpower Pikachu and Pansage, knocking them unconscious. The battle is now over, and Silent and Ash thank the two for such an incredible battle. The two bosses tell them they are strong, both physically and mentally. Silent, after finally battling his childhood heroes, is in a great mood, and even though he lost, he still strives to use this as a way to progress himself even more. On the other hand, Ash states that he has to get stronger so he can beat people as strong as Ingo and Emmett in the Unova League. Now, we are finally done with Nimbasa City, and I know that was a lot to cover, but it was certainly a fun ride. Now our trio is on their way to Driftvale City, where Ash will take on his next gym battle. Our first event on the way there is the second Evaluathon. Before Silent can enter this one, he comes across a loud crowd with some people taking pictures next to a limousine. A man that comes out of the limo and the crowd cheers, saying things like, "I know you got this," and "good luck." This is Baron, a boy who comes from one of Unova's richest families. He aspires to become a great connoisseur like his father and looks down on Silent as a commoner. He then approaches Silent and asks him if he really is participating, and laughs when Silent says yes. He states that a mere commoner can't defeat someone who has a legacy to live up to. Silent is enraged by Baron's words and declares that he will defeat him in today's competition. The Evaluathon then begins, and it's an obstacle course. After each obstacle in the course, the connoisseurs will give an evaluation on how the other participants performed with their Pokemon. The connoisseur with the best evaluations gets the most points from the judges and would move on. After the entire day, it's down to Baron and Silent. The two give their final evaluations, but Baron's words are just too compelling and he ends up winning the Evaluathon. Baron then tells Silent he should give up being a connoisseur, that he doesn't have the necessary talent required to become an S rank, that he is merely a waste of this profession's time. Silent is upset, but is also determined. He tells Baron that he is wrong, that he will become the greatest connoisseur that Unova has ever seen. That Baron just watches, because next time when they meet, he will win over the people with his evaluations. Baron laughs him off once again as he exits the Evaluathon arena. Silent remembers Ingo and Emmett and the lesson they gave him, that he is a strong trainer, but there is always room for improvement. Silent leaves the second Evaluathon more determined than ever to prove Baron wrong and become an S-Class connoisseur. The scene then shifts to an island off the coast of Driftvale City, revealing Team Rocket along with Dr. Zager. They seem to be destroying some kind of ruins. Apparently, they are unleashing some legendary Pokemon upon the Unova region. What exactly are they doing? Now our trio is on Route 5, ready to take the Driftvale drawbridge to Driftvale City, but they decide to stop at a food truck festival before they cross the bridge. It's here where they once again run into Ash's rival Trip. Ash then asks Trip how many badges he has and states he has 4, the same number as Ash. This gets Ash wondering if Hilbert already has all 8, but there's no time to think about that. Silent asks Trip what he is doing here and states that he is here because there have been rumors of the Unova champion ALDER being seen around these parts. The trio then gets super excited, especially Ash, who states he wants to battle him. Trip then gets pretty aggressive with Ash, saying that the only one to battle ALDER will be him, that when he was little he met ALDER, and ALDER was the one who motivated him to become a trainer, that he needs to be strong, passionate, and powerful. Alder was the reason he stayed up days and nights studying books and researching Pokemon, so that one day he would have the knowledge necessary to defeat Alder in a Pokemon battle. All of a sudden, a loud laugh is heard at the center of the festival, and it's none other than Alder, who is flirting with Officer Jenny. Ash is in shock to see a champion of all people doing this, and also gets some PTSD of a certain one of his friends at the same time. Trip, then ecstatic, walks up to the champion, telling him his name and that he was the reason that he started his journey. Before Trip can ask him for a battle, Ash gets in front of him and asks first, and the two then start to argue. Alder chuckles, saying that they are quite the passionate young trainers and that he loves to see new talent. He asks Ash for his name and he tells him it's Ash. Alder then states that before he can battle them, he needs to see just how far they have come as Pokemon trainers. So Ash and Trip decide to battle to determine who will face off against Alder. The battle is now on, this time a 3 vs 3 Pokemon battle. They once again start off with Tranquil versus Tranquil. This time, Ash's Tranquil is in it for revenge, the battle that becomes one of the skies, with both birds moving fast across the air, but Ash's Tranquil is just able to get the upper hand very slightly and take down Trip's. Trip's second Pokemon is Vanillite. Tranquil, due to being weaker, is slower than before, so Trip is able to get Vanillite to freeze one of Tranquil's wings, causing her to lose the ability to use the skies to her advantage. Trip then uses this as his chance to take Tranquil out, and Tranquil goes down. For Ash's second Pokemon, he sends in Darumaka. And with using its type advantage as its main advantage, Darumaka is able to get the upper hand on Vanillite, but Vanillite definitely put some work in before it went down. Trip then sends in his final Pokemon in Ace, Serperior, who is now fully evolved. Darumaka tries to use its type advantage once again, but Serperior's size and overwhelming power are just too much for Darumaka to handle, so Darumaka goes down. Ash then decides that his last Pokemon will be Pikachu. Pikachu and Serperior go after each other with incredible power. Pikachu has fought bigger opponents before and uses its speed to its advantage. The battle ends with Pikachu using Iron Tail and Serperior using Dragon Tail, and both Pokemon are knocked out, making this battle a draw. Both are disappointed, but Alder smiles at the duo, saying that since there was no definitive victor, he can't battle one of them because he knows they have room to grow. Alder then explains how he has been all over Unova and has fought many trainers, both weak and strong. He states that all trainers have such potential and it would be a waste to battle them now when they are still growing. That instead they should have a battle with him when they get stronger, when they are at the peak of their time as a Pokemon trainer, so both of them can go all out against him. This motivates Ash and Trip and strengthens their rivalry, saying whoever wins in the Unova League better make it to the top and battle Alder. The trio then say goodbye to Alder and Trip as they cross the Driftvale drawbridge. Our trio is now finally in the city with the kick-ass beat, Driftvale City, and Ash wastes no time and quickly heads over to the Driftvale gym. This is where they encounter the Driftvale City gym leader, Clay. Ash requests to battle Clay, but Clay declines him, saying that he would love to battle him, but he has more urgent matters to attend to. The legendary Pokemon of the Unova region are going on a rampage on the Island of Legends, an island off the coast of Driftvale City. The trio asks Clay if they can help out, and Clay says sure, as long as they don't get in his way. Clay, along with our trio, head to the Island of Legends and are greeted by the Sage of the island, who thanks Clay for coming. Apparently, the legendary Pokemon Tornadus and Thundurus were disturbed by some people and are now fighting all over the island, draining the island's resources in the process. The big problem is the island gives Unova its largest source of revival herbs, which are used to make a bunch of medicines. Without the Island of Legends, it would be much harder to craft these medications, and it would just be a whole mess. The only way to calm Tornadus and Thundurus down is to call upon Landorus, that he is the only one that can calm the two of them down. The group then puts a plan to summon Landorus into motion. The arc then plays out very similar to the original with a few changes. While the group is trying to summon Landorus, the two other genies approach the group, and Ash and Clay battle the two genies while they are trying to summon Landorus. Landorus is finally summoned and is able to calm both Tornadus and Thundurus down. However, they are then captured by capture devices who were made by none other than Team Rocket. It is then revealed that Team Rocket planned this from the beginning and now will capture the 3 legendary Pokemon for Team Rocket's plan to take over the Unova region. However, with the combined help of Clay and our trio, Team Rocket is eventually stopped and the genies are now freed. Using their combined powers, they are able to restore the Island of Legends to what it once was, letting the fields of revival herbs grow once more. Ashton looks at Clay once again, asking him for a gym battle. Clay says to meet him at the gym tomorrow for their battle, and the group says farewell to the sage and heads back to the mainland. Now it is finally time for the showdown between Ash and the master of the mine, Clay. This will be a 3-on-3 Pokemon battle. Now let's get right into it. The first Pokemon that the two send out are Duat and Krokorok. Duat refuses to listen to anything Ash says, but goes in for the offensive against Krokorok. But in the end, Duat's arrogance and refusal to listen to Ash is what is able to take it out after putting in some decent damage towards Krokorok. Ash's second Pokemon is Snivy, who was able to take out the damaged Krokorok with a combination of Attract and Vine Whip. Next up, Clay sends in Palpitoad. Ash decides to call Snivy back and calls in Pikachu. Palpitoad isn't able to keep up with Pikachu's agility and speed, however is able to slow Pikachu down with some of its ground-type attacks. It then tries using its type advantage as its main advantage, but Pikachu is able to overpower Clay's Palpitoad. Clay, frustrated, sends in his ace Pokemon, Excadrill. Excadrill's power is unlike anything Ash has ever faced so far in the Unova region. It is able to take out Ash's weakened Pikachu with ease, and now Ash only has one Pokemon left, Snivy, who was quite weak from her previous battle against Krokorok. Excadrill isn't able to easily get some hits in, and Snivy can barely get any in herself. However, when everything looks like it's about to be over, Snivy gets up with determination and is then engulfed in a blue light, evolving into Servine. Servine, with its rejuvenated power, is then able to go head-to-head with Excadrill. The battle that becomes one of sheer power, however, in the end, Servine is able to land the deciding hit and take down Clay's Excadrill. Ash has now won his 5th Unova Gym badge, the Quake Badge. Clay congratulates him and says that he should head for Mistralton City next. But before they leave, they should all enter the Driftvale City Battle Tournament, being hosted by Battle Club leader Don George. Ash and the others decide to stay in Driftvale and enter the tournament, all determined to win. Well, I'm sorry to say it, guys, but this is where I'm going to end this part off. This was one of the longest parts yet, and I doubt they are going to get much shorter. Anyway, next time we will be solely focusing on the Driftvale City Battle Tournament, and I hope you guys get excited for that. But if you guys did enjoy this part, remember to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, turn on all notifications to never miss an upload, and share these videos out there with friends so they can come here and join me for my journey. Also, please go follow my Twitter page and Twitch if you guys want to see more of me. And with that being said, my name is Zanolith, and I will catch you guys next time.